Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Yoga with Marcy. Yes, today's class is the second class in our Expand series, working with organic expansion, which is the fifth universal principle of alignment in Anusara Yoga. Expanding feels good. And in today's practice, we'll be exploring expansion in subtle ways in our bodies. Everything in the universe is expanding. Everything that is alive has something called a liberating current that is moving us ever closer through this kind of expansion towards the experience of more truth, more real, more light, more alive. So I'm glad you're here, and I hope you enjoy this practice. So let yourself begin to settle. And if it helps to close eyes, as it does for me, to bring the gaze inward, but you may also not be ready to do that yet, so just you do you. And maybe taking a moment to notice the body. Start there. And feel what you're sitting on. Feel your hands wherever they lie. Lie. I never know which one of those ones to use. Here she is. Come on in. And yeah. Next invitation is simply to notice your breath without changing it. Just be curious. What's going on there? If you rush to get here, it's probably doing something that it doesn't do when you're in a more rested place. Maybe shallow or a little edgy, a little bumpy. And so taking a moment to just be with the breath. And as you do that, you may begin to notice it smoothing out and lengthening. We call that yogic breath. But we don't force the yogic breath. We just pay attention, and the yogic breath will generally come with the settling. And today's class is the second class in our 4-week series called Expand. We're working with organic extension, fifth universal principle of alignment in Anusara. And the other day I was in my front garden. I was actually eating my breakfast sitting on the rocks in front of my house, and I looked down, and lo and behold, right through the black pavement are green shoots pushing through. And this is a place that was paved, I think it was last year or 2 years ago. It was like cut out and repaved, and I just felt like here it is. Here's organic extension right on the pathway showing itself to me. And as it's showing itself to all of us every minute right now as spring bursts forth, this life force energy that seeks to expand, the universe, which seeks to expand and is ever expanding, at least currently. And just notice how that lands for you. this sense of a part of our nature is to expand. It's built in to the stardust that creates the DNA that we share with that plant pushing through the sidewalk. And let's bring our hands together in front of the heart. And join our voices for the sound of 3 ohms. We'll start with a deep exhalation, then a deep inhalation. Hearing the sound of the birds as that same expression. Release the hands. Open the eyes if you'd like. And we're going to start with a little neck opener because we're going to do something called Jalandhara Bandha, which is a neck lock. And so we'll just warm up that area first. So I invite you to look towards the right. And find some length in the spine as you do this. Find your breath. And then draw the chin and the eyes down towards the shoulder. And notice the sensation on the opposite side of the neck. Expand your awareness into the sensation. And then following the breath, go ahead and give yourself a half moon circle. Chin towards chest, forehead, shifting to the next side. Notice sensation as you move. If there's a place that's like, feel free to slow down and linger. Otherwise, I'll meet you at the other shoulder with the chin down, noticing and expanding your awareness into the sensation on the opposite side of the neck, and then drawing the chin back up to look, and keeping that lengthened spine and side of body. Ease in the breath. And then we'll do it one more time, just around. Take your time. Move at your rhythm here. Oh, my goodness. Anybody finding anything here? Okay. Yeah, right. Good, and then bring it back. Whew. Yeah. Just sort of notice, like, whoa, this head that sits right on top of the spine. Sometimes for me, I can get right into my deepest source experience by just drawing my chin slightly back. And like the back body just floods into a melting that is just delicious. So, we have these universal principles of alignment and we're taught to do them in order. But drawing the chin back is organic extension. That's the 5th one. I start with that 5th one, and I get right into grace. So it's an interesting thing. So, we're all different in what works and what doesn't work. Okay, so Jalandhara Bandha happens up here. And I like to combine Muladhara Bandha, which is the root, the pelvic floor bandha of drawing up. So we'll start with that. There's movement of air through the house. It's moving the door. So bring your awareness into the pelvic floor, and you can think of it as like a trampoline. Only no one's jumping on it. Or a parachute or some sort of thing like that. And if you want, you can close your eyes and just sort of feel a gentle draw of the trampoline up and into the body. You don't need to overdo this. Sometimes if people work with Kegels or the blueberry exercise, I'm talking about, like you're drawing a blueberry up, you can sort of feel that drawing up. And then release it. Release it fully all the way out. Okay. Jalandhara, we'll just practice first with the chin lock without the breath. Is simply drawing the chin towards the chest, towards this sort of concave space here and back. And as you do that, the sternum lifts, the heart lifts towards the chin. And then you can relax the shoulder blades. All right, and then lift chin and let that go. We're going to work with just 2/3 of the breath here instead of taking a full inhalation. So let's all just inhale 2/3 of the way. And then draw that trampoline up. Draw the chin down and back to lock. So you've got 2 locks going on. And then the heart lifts and the shoulders soften. And hold it for as long as you can. Obviously, I'm talking, so I'm not practicing it fully as you are. And when you're ready to let it go, you can complete your inhalation if that feels okay, or you can just exhale by lifting the chin and letting go of both of those locks. This is a pranayama exercise, and just notice how the energy feels after you do that. It can be a kind of focusing, right? Drawing the energy in and a kind of gathering experience. Perhaps you're feeling that. Let's do another one. So on your next inhalation, inhale 2/3 of the way. Draw the trampoline up and into the body and hold. Draw the chin down towards the heart and back. Hold. Let the sternum lift. Soften shoulders and hold for as long as you can or want to. And when you're ready to let go, you simply lift the chin and either inhale all the way or exhale fully. Good. All right. Take a moment just to notice what that's like. And then we're going to come onto our hands and knees. So finding hands and knees, starting with any kind of movement that your body would like. Yeah, is anybody else finding it hard to wake up today? Okay, so yeah, is it the weather? Is that a factor? Maybe the change in the barometric pressure or something? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just noticed, Nina, you putting your fingers in your eyes. I'm like, that is exactly how I've been feeling all morning. Totally. Oh, good. And feel free to make any kinds of sounds that want to come with this movement, because for us it is still morning. And doing any kind of circling or whatever movement would feel good. Yeah. Oh. How often do you actually just pause and say, hey, body, how do you want to move right now? And then actually listen and let it do it. Or is it like, oh, now it's time to go for a walk? Or, oh, now it's time to move in this way. The ways that we sort of pattern ourselves, right? So just taking a moment to let the body move however it wants to move is already a kind of an expansion. A quieting expansion. Nice, and then if it feels good, you can sort of start to take this into a little of a cat-cow variation. Oh. Great. And then coming back to center. If you have a blanket and it feels good, you could stick it under your knees right now. You've got one, Lisa.
Oh, I was going to just grab another mat.
Oh, you're going to double your mat? Gotcha. Yes, might as well. There's plenty of mats. And let's take a block in between the ankles. Oh. I just figured that, like me, you may have forgotten that you'd even gotten blankets, because I'm like, where are my glasses? And they're right on my head. Does that ever happen to you?
Oh. The old glasses. Where are my 3 pairs of glasses? They're all on my head.
Every single last one already here. That's why I can't find them. Okay. All right, so let's come back into breath and just noticing that beautiful sound of birds and the remembrance of the effulgence of spring in the air. Finding breath and then gently drawing in towards the block, creating a bit of a contraction, a little bit of a boundary, and maintaining that, lifting hands up. Maybe a little bit of a back bend as heart lifts here. So you're pressing, extending through the knees, extending through the fingers, finding the crown of the head. And then exhaling, hands behind the head, maybe untucking your toes and drawing the head to a side. And a gentle hug of the block as you come up, 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 up. Let that hug support you all the way up. Heart lifting, pressing through knees, reaching through fingertips, finding the crown. Heart lift, 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 and then exhalation, head to the other side. Let it all go. Woo, let something go. Beautiful. Inhale, drawing ankles towards one another, bring it up, reach around for your block, take it forward, take both blocks forward. So I was thinking about, you probably heard the story of the baby bird, the 2 baby birds. Inhale the right foot forward into a lunge shape. Take the left knee back and draw it forward. Breathe. Gentle draw of legs towards midline. Reach up. So there are 2 baby birds, and the one baby bird, they're both pecking at the shell, and the one seems to be getting through much quicker, and there's a human who's watching or holding responsibility for these eggs, and she's like, oh, so she helps the second baby bird by opening the shell. And guess what happens?
It breaks.
It dies. So inhale. Now what's that about? It's one of these principles. Can we expand without contraction? Can we take the right hand to the right hip, gentle draw to midline, lengthen the sides of the body. Left side body moves towards right, reach back with the right hand. If we don't have something to press against, are we going to be able to actually grow? Are we going to be able to strengthen? Are we going to be able to find the resiliency that we need to actually live this life? Are we going to be able to, is our expansion going to be even possible? Interesting. Inhale to release that. Let's take it back into just a little, whoo, because who doesn't need this? Is there anyone on the planet who doesn't need this? Yeah. And as you do this, and you draw the energy from foot up into the hip with active toes, and you press back out like you're pressing on the gas, can your heart reach forward? Can you find the extension through the foot and the crown and the heart here? You know, we have a constrictive shape, but can we find the extension through the eggshell? And inhale that knee back. Take the left foot forward for a lunge. Find your breath. Gently draw legs towards midline and then reach. Good. Pressing down through the foot and the knee. Reaching through the fingertips just enough. You don't need to overextend. We'll just find the right amount of extension. Maybe less is more for you to actually feel it. Find the crown. Let the heart lift. Good. And exhale your way down. Take the hand to the block, left hand to the left hip. Find the breath again. Midline hug and begin to draw the right rib cage towards the left with a long spine, reaching back with the left hand. For your twist. And then maybe taking that hand towards sky. Good. Exhale to unwind. Take your yummy Ardha Hanumanasana, active toes, finding the draw of energy through the foot up the lines of the leg into the socket. Press out on the gas, let the heart find some extension forward, just enough. You don't have to force this. Let the extension come, because it wants to anyway. And find it right out through the crown. Ease in the breath. Maybe Ujjayi breath. Wonderful, whoever's doing that, that sounds great. Good, and then exhale this out. Move your blanket out. We're going to come right into a downward facing dog. Tucking toes. Hands a little wider than shoulder width, nice and wide in the fingers. Putting a deepish bend in the knees, train the shoulders forward so that they're above the hands, above the wrist creases. And then find again that energy link up from hands up the lines of the arms into the shoulder blades to the back of the heart. Feel the collarbones spread. They're going to find their own extension here. Press it back into the hands. Keep that, all of that engaged, then take the hips back. Find the breath. This is a resting pose in yoga. Sometimes that seems like true, and sometimes it seems. Inhale your way into plank. In the power of your center. And then exhale onto your bellies, knees and chest or chaturangdasana, drawing wrists towards one another. Tack the toes, press the thighs and above the kneecaps. Inhale, shoulders towards ears, and come up into a gentle cobra. Tailbone roots towards feet. Find some ease in that breath. Tucking toes, pressing the hands up and into plank. And then back to dog. Finding the hook up again between hands and shoulders, back of the heart, spreading of the collarbones wide, and then pressing back out through hands. Look between the hands and walk the feet forward, or jump if you're already ready for that. Yeah. Soften the knees. Make a sound. Beautiful. Inhale, heart forward. And exhale, fold forward. Pressing into feet. Inhale. And come on up. Touching the sky. And exhale, hands to heart. Sarah, would you be my guinea pig up here so we can model?
Sure.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, come on up here.
What, face you, or what am I doing?
Yeah, you're facing me. Okay, so we're going to do a partner downward facing dog. What? I have no idea if this is going to work. Okay. But let's start like this. Okay. So without giving me any weight yet, so stand just straight up in yourself. Good. Working with a partner is kind of a special and intimate thing, right? Because we have to really attune to ourselves and each other. So a little eye contact. Here we are. Hello. Seeing the beauty. We always start there. We see the beauty and the wholeness of the other person. That's where we begin. Okay, so like we did when we were in that downward dog, from our hands, we're going to draw up and into shoulders. Nice. Does that feel okay? Find the spread of the collarbones. Good. Put a little bend in the knees and then start to walk back. And we have to give each other the right amount of pressure as we find our way. Thank you, Lisa. Okay, let's come back a little because I can feel that not working totally for my shoulders. So you have to communicate through the thing. So this seems like a good enough. Let's just take our butt back. So bend the knees. Take the butt back. Butt back. Butt back. Butt back.
More.
Butt back. So do you see how my knees aren't quite as bent as yours? There we go. Butt back. Okay. There. We're finding pressure. See if you can straighten those arms.
I
I need less weight.
You need less.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this okay amount of pressure?
Just.
A little less pressure.
Yeah, there we go.
That
good.
it? Sweet
Yeah.
spot. Okay, and then let's come on up. Okay, good. It took a moment for you to let me know that, didn't it? It was hard to tell me. So you learn about yourself, right? It's like, oh, I don't want to be a bother. I don't want to actually take care of what would really take care of me, so I'm not going to say anything. And then you hurt yourself. You've abandoned something, right? So we learn a lot by working this way. Thank you. This may or may not work for you, but let's just give it a try. Okay, are you game? If you don't want to try, you can do it by yourself at the wall, also is another option. So if anybody doesn't want to do this, that's always, always okay. All right?
So should we sort of try and match size and height? Yeah, I was thinking
Yes,
that too.
try that, size and height.
No, quite.
I think Cheryl and Alona are closest in height. You too? And you too. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, actually, but probably.
Here, let me get that out of your way.
Okay, so. Just so. And so we're kind of.
We're focusing on our shoulders.
Okay.
Well, first we're seeing the great part.
So then, we're pushing against one another so that we are stable when we stick our butt up. Okay. Start.
Soften those knees a little, Bronwyn. Just, yeah, a little softening. There you go. Looks good. And try to straighten see if you can straighten those elbows. See if that's possible. Looking good, folks. Soften the knees, Cheryl. Just to, yeah, a little softening. You too, Sarah. Soften the knees, Lisa. And then come up and out. Thank your partner. Woo. All right. Well, thanks for playing. That was interesting, right? Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just do it exactly what Lisa's doing. So come back into your feet. Lisa, this is driving me crazy. I need you to straighten your mat. That's like me taking care of me, because that was like going to make me feel crazy inside. All right. You all right? She can stick her hand into the closet. All right, find your feet and find your breath. And as you press into feet, lift hands up. Oh, and then let something settle again. And then press through feet and reach just enough through fingers so you can feel just the right amount of expansion. Maybe even imagining that you're pressing up through pavement, finding the space, moving towards the light, which is what we all do. So take your left wrist in the right hand, gently draw that left armpit back, and find your way into a side stretch. Good. Let it fill the back body. So come a little bit forward for a moment. Let it fill the back body, nice and steady in the breath. And then on the next inhalation, like you were a little sunflower turning towards the light, let the heart find its way towards the sun. And soften the lips, and maybe the corners of the mouth turn up just a teeny bit. Finding the right amount of effort here. Nice. Oh, you all look like sunflowers. Inhale it up, let it go, shake it out. Really, truly, I looked up and it was like, a sweet field. All right, coming back into the feet, finding the breath. Inhale, hands. Up, 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 up. And we'll take a moment here, pressing gently through feet, settling in again, and then reaching through fingertips, finding just the right amount of extension. Sometimes we go right to the edge, and if that's your pattern, maybe try something different. Try not going right to the edge. Back it off a little bit, then find it. Finding the crown, taking that right wrist now in the left hand, drawing the right armpit back. Find your way into a side stretch. Look into your left armpit and fill the back body. Keep breathing steady. And then like a tournesol, that's the French, turns to the sun. The heart moves towards light. Ever more light, ever expanding and allowing more light in and out. Inhale it up, exhale it down, shake it out. Let something go. Move any way you need to let something go. Right? Okay. Fingers interlace right behind. All right. Find your feet again in your breath. And this is going to open the space in front of the heart, in front of the shoulders, potentially. And there's no need to force this, right? Don't need to force an expansion. The expansion is an invitation, and it will come because that is your nature. Good. So finding breath, and then gently letting the sides of the body lengthen, the shoulder blades float along for the ride, the elbows move towards one another, and start to notice the expansion in the front of the chest. And then maybe, the hands move away from the body, down or away, or both. Think of your Jalahandra and draw that chin back. Chest lifting towards chin. Good. On the exhalation, soften the knees, keep the hands clasped, and forward fold yourself. Make a sound. And then with grace, gently release the hands down without flopping. Okay, who flopped? Yeah, take it back, downward facing dog. Nice and wide in the fingers of the hands. Find your breath. And then one more time, putting a deep bend in the knees. Bring the shoulders forward above the wrist creases. Draw from hands up the lines of the arms into the shoulder blades, softening behind the heart, widening the collarbones, press through the hands. Keep that engaged as you take the hips back and make the spine long. Keep breathing. Inhale, right leg high, right foot high. Really reach here. See about this extension as you press into the hands. And then exhale that foot between the hands for a lunge. Pause. Breathe and arrive. Soften the skin at the back of the neck. And then draw legs in towards midline to support you as you lift. Find your way up with as much stability as you can find. Hands to 45 degrees in front. Feel that draw again to midline with the legs. Float the shoulder blades onto the back body with long side bodies. Press into the feet and begin to lift and find an extension. Extension through fingertips, extension through crown, and a softening maybe in shoulders, even as you reach. Good, and when you're ready to come out, we'll come out with an exhale, left hand to the ground or to a block. Right hand to right knee to begin, just to find your way here. We're going to take this into a twist. So on the inhalation, drawing in towards midline again, finding length through the spine, left side body moves towards right. Start by reaching behind you. Yep, and then the hand can come up. Find energy in the fingers. Beautiful. Energy in the feet. Energy in the crown of the head. That's your organic extension. And if you need to soften something to get there, just play with that. Good. On the next inhalation, come around, grab both of your blocks, turn the back foot to be parallel to the end of the mat. Good. Find your breath. Draw feet towards one another to activate muscles in the legs. And as you draw your sits bones back, walk the hands forward at a diagonal and find this extending length in the spine. Inviting spaciousness, a sense of spaciousness between the vertebrae. Find the crown of the head. Find that breath. Let the breath be supportive. Good, and then inhale, walk it back. Ground the back knee down. And once again, we're going to come into Ardha Hanumanasana. And you can have blocks at whatever level works for you. So maybe on high, maybe on medium, maybe no blocks. Nina, if you need blocks, you've got a set right behind you, okay? Finding again the breath, and with the support of the breath, drawing energy up the line of the leg, activate the toes, yeah, up and into the hip, press on the gas, and see if the heart wants to explore the space in front of you. It's a gentle invitation for a softening and an expansion, and no need to force it. And find the crown of the head. Oh, yeah, good. Bring the foot down to come back into your lunge shape. Walk the back knee back, and we're going to take that other twist that felt so good last week, where we expanded wildly. You don't have to, but if you want to. Gentle draw of legs to midline. Begin to find your way into the twist, and maybe walking the block back or walking your hand back, and express it. Ease in the breath. I found a wall with my fingers, and it feels good to press into it. It gives me a whole different experience. So if you've got a wall, use it. Inhale it back around. And step it back to plank position. Back to downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. And exhale onto your bellies. Good. Find yourself here. Feel the front of the thighs, feel the front of the feet, the toenails. Keep that grounded, all those places, as you inhale, shoulders towards ears onto the back and up into a cobra. The tailbone roots towards the feet. You can experiment with lifting hands. Breath is steady. Good. And then tucking toes, pressing into hands. Find your way back into your downward facing dog. Find the breath. Find that hook up between hands and shoulder blades. Soften the back of the heart. Widen collarbones. Press back out through the hands. And as you press and extend, lift the left foot towards sky. And exhale that foot between the hands. Okay, take a moment to arrive. Find the breath. Gently draw legs in towards midline to find your way up. Hands at 45 in front. Draw to midline again. Draw from fingertips into shoulder blades. Press through feet and lift. Heart lifts. You can even find the Jalahandra Bandha here. And then let it go. Let the chin just gently lift. Pressing through crown. And on the exhalation, when you're ready, we'll take this into a twist. So hand onto a block or the floor, right hand to left hip. Pausing. Finding the breath again. Every shape starts with the breath. That's opening to grace. Then we draw into midline. We bring in a little muscular energy. We bring in that contraction, the eggshell, the pavement. Then begin to take the right side of the body towards the left. Reach back with the left hand. And maybe that hand comes up towards sky. As you press through the feet, find the crown of the head. Find the fingertip. Be alive in all of those places. Good. Inhale, release. The back foot turns to be parallel to the back of the mat. Hands on both blocks. Walk those to center. Find the breath again. Draw feet towards one another. Draw hip creases back. Walk hands forward. Find space Yeah. Organic extension. The element is air, which is one of the reasons we work in the heart. The heart and lungs. The element of air. Air is expansive. Inhale, walk it back. Ground the back knee down. Take this right into Ardha Hanumanasana. Again, active toes. Find the draw of energy, even if it's just imagining it, up the line of the leg, into the hip socket, and then step on the gas. Heart melts into an expansion forward. Yeah. As you find length through that knee and the foot, you also find length through the crown. Breath is steady. Good. And then we'll inhale this back to a lunge shape and take this into that other twist invitation, using block or no block. Okay? Inhaling, drawing legs to midline, right side body moves towards left, and maybe walking the hand out to give yourself a little more spacious, expanded, and yummy twist. And if it doesn't feel yummy, back it off. Oh my gosh, that feels yummy. So sort of staying in the micro offering here of expansion. Okay, so when you're ready, we'll inhale to come out of that. Step it back into dun da da da, plank position. Great, and then onto bellies. And up and into a cobra. Holding your cobra, slide the arms forward into a sphinx. Adjust anything you need to. Find your breath. Put a bend in the right knee. Breathe. Cramp like I just did. Exhale. Put a bend in the left knee. Isometric draw of forearms back as you draw the heart forward and bend that knee. Exhale it down. Right side again. This time we're going to reach back. Maybe touch the heel. Maybe touch the foot. Okay. Let something settle in the pelvis. Gentle draw of legs towards a midline. Good. Foot presses into the hand. Maybe bending the right elbow, and maybe the heart finds some extension forward. I like to put my hand at the top of the arch of the foot for this one. And exhale to release that. Press yourself back, pose of a child. Breathing right into the lower back, expanding the breath into that part of the body. And then if it's nearby, well, let's grab our block. We're going to come into a dolphin pose using the block. So palms on the outside. Fingers fold over the front. Good. Knees are under hips, right under the hips. Finding length inside body with the breath. Even drawing the armpits towards the hands to find that length. Let the heart soften a little bit. Feel the support of the bone from the elbow to the shoulder. Widen the collarbones. Tuck toes under. Press into elbows and forearms as you begin to take the hips towards the sky. Maybe you're walking the back of the head where the 50s ponytail lives into the edge of the block. Maybe not. You decide. Pressing, 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 and extending through the forearms and extending up to the sky through sits bones. Letting the breath support you. And then exhaling that down when you're ready. Moving the block to the side and coming back into your Sphinx pose. Find the breath. Move any way you need to let that go. Yeah, and then we're going to bend to the other side. So bend the left knee. Maybe you're going to turn that right arm to be parallel to the top of the mat to support this. Reach back. Maybe you don't even reach the foot. That's fine if you do. Cool. Maybe you'll find the top of the foot. Pause and breathe. Let something settle in the hips. Find a gentle draw towards midline of the legs. Maybe the left elbow bends. Maybe your hand moves to the top of the foot. Any of these are possible or none at all, right? And if you are working this way with the hand on the foot, let the foot gently press into the hand as the heart melts forward. Soften the back of the neck. And feel an extension from the hip socket out through that left knee. And find the crown of the head. And soften something in the jaw. Soften something of the outer skin. Nice. Inhale to come out. Take your block with you. We'll take another child pose. And put your third eye onto the block. And let the breath simply happen in you. Nothing to do about it. It's always happening. That life force energy that wants to push through the pavement, that wants to push through the eggshell, is always happening in you. Great. We're going to do another dolphin pose. So palms on the outside, fingers curl around the edge. Walk it forward, find your forearms, elbows under shoulders, knees under hips. Armpits move towards hands to create length in the side of the body, widen the collarbones, soften behind the heart without collapsing in the lower back. Keep that full. Tuck toes under. And as you press through elbow and forearm, begin to lift the hips high. Maybe the ponytail side of the part of the head finds the edge of the block. If you go up into Parsva Konasana unassisted and want to right now, you are invited. Otherwise, enjoy your dolphin. Find the extension through sits bones and forearms and crown. And then when you're done, we'll exhale to come out and sit back. Just for a moment. Hi. Good. So we're going to do one more little thigh opener before the invitation is to go into, and I want to say it right. Nina, you can correct my Sanskrit if you wish. Vrikshikasana. Did I say that right? Vrikshikasana? Yep. Forearm scorpion pose. What? Okay. Do, 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 do. All right, let's take our blocks. Amazing that I was able to find my glasses to read that. and that I didn't step on them, which I, of course, have done. All right, let's take the left foot forward. Walk the right knee back just a little so that you're not right on top of it. Draw it forward. All right, and then bring the foot up. And this may be where you work, right here. Or left hand comes to the left knee. Or forearm, I love that. Reaching around with the right hand, like we did before in our twists. See if you can find that. Ooh, shouldn't be crampy now because we've done this. But if it is, just come out, take care of yourself. Another way to deal with cramping is to just draw the right knee forward on the mat. Hand in, hand on foot, foot in hand, and then the shoulders square up. Shoulders square up. Ooh. Nope. Nope, they don't.
Do that today.
Not today. There you go. Good. Good listening to your body. It's the right thing to do. Finding the extension through the knee and through the crown as the heart opens up. Good. We'll exhale to release that. Like, hello. Walk the front foot back. Take a moment just to let it, release it completely. Just let it go. Even letting go, whatever happened just now in the mind about that. Cool. Glad I said it. Take the right foot forward. And then lifting and drawing that left knee back. So we're not on top of the knee, gently drawing it forward. And then put a bend in that knee. And you may work just right here. Or there may be more. Maybe the left hand reaches around like you were hitchhiking to find the hitchhiker, which is your own foot. It's like, hey, need a ride? Got a ride for me? I don't know, I think I mixed it up. But anyway, foot goes into the hand into the foot. Feeling the center line, right? Find your eggshell, find your pavement. Good, and then we're going to expand into that boundary through the knee by squaring shoulders forward, heart, softening the back of the neck, finding the crown. And the two sides may be different. And exhale to come out. Take a minute to sit back and let it all go and thank yourself. Thank yourself for whatever just occurred, because it was just right. Let it go completely. Let it wash out, including the machinations of the mind around what just happened and how you thought it should or shouldn't have happened and how you might have judged yourself and all that kind of stuff that happens because we're human. Let it go. Okay. Little demo. So, several possibilities here. Say no. That's number one. No thanks. I'm going to put my feet up the wall. Like, whatever. Okay? Number two, grab your block and just watch for a second, though. And come in for a Pincha Mayurasana. The wall is here to support you, so we get in the same way as we did earlier. And knowing that the wall is here, you can lift a leg, fill back body, press through arms, kick up knowing the wall is going to be right there to grab you. And then you can find, your Pincha Mayurasana and just play there. Third option, pull away from the wall if you feel ready for this. Coming up, taking all the actions, finding the breath, being long in the sides of the body, pressing. See how much I walk in here? I lift a leg, come up, find the wall, and begin to find my way into scorpion forearm. And the hands the toes begin to find their way down the wall. And there it is. Boom. Wall's there if you need it. Thank you. Go slowly, because that's a big thing. So you don't want to pop out. You just want to give yourself a moment to recover. Okay? So you play. If you need an assist, I'm here. Find a wall. Well, guess what, friends? Sarah said, if we have 2 blankets, we must be doing a restorative. I see that some of you are already in a restorative. We're going to actually go up into shoulder stand, which is why we have these blankets. So here we go. And if you're already at a wall, that's a great place to do this in case you need the wall to get yourself up. You can use the wall to walk your feet up. Shoulder stand is fun because it actually uses the Jalahandra Bandha that we began with here in the neck. Was there a method to this madness? Okay, so notice what I'm doing here. I just did it without talking about it. I've created a wall, and this is to protect the neck, right? The cervical spine is delicate and needs to be protected. So you want to have a wall. Your head's going to come off of this to keep the curve here. I turned this over here to the sticky mat to support and hold the back sides of my arms. So I'm going to come in here. Shoulders to the edge. Take the clip out of the hair. Ouch. Good. So you see how this just allows there to be space here. Otherwise, if you don't have it, you're doing this. And that's putting a lot of pressure on the cervical spine. And then you start to, like do this weird thing. It's like, does this even work? It does work. And inch your way in, inch your way in. See how I'm bringing elbows towards one another, walking hands down the back. My feet are starting to find their way up like a little pea shoot. Anybody have pea shoots growing yet? Okay. Just pea shoot envy. All right, and notice here I'm in my Jalahandra Bandha. I can even try to draw the chest towards my chin as I find extension through the backs of the arms, the back of the head, and up through my feet. And there it is. And you can play. And you can play. And you can play. All the things, okay? If you need a wall to walk your feet up, please use it. Otherwise, let's see what happens. I'm here. You're not alone. Good. And when you're done playing, if you want to try plow or just bringing the feet down, I want to invite you to a second restorative, which is to just walk the shoulders off of your tower. Open the arms wide. And let the heart receive this passive opening. So take the shoulders right off the blanket. Yeah, keep walking it this way. Yep, keep going, Lisa. Keep going that way. Yeah, to get the shoulders off. You got it. So that the shoulder blades, you can feel them in touch with the blanket, the mat. And then let things melt again. And let the heart receive the offering to simply melt. Yeah, we all worked hard. We've all been, everybody's beak has been cracking at their eggshell here, right? It's like we're always working on the eggshell. So just let yourself receive this. And if it feels good to widen the feet and bring the knees together, go for it. You can experiment with what would be nice and the least amount of effort and the most support to just restore a bit. The thing about that beak and the eggshell is, in tantric philosophy, we call that the liberating current. That liberating current that brings light into what is dark, to always bring more consciousness, conscious awareness into our experience of ourselves. That's yoga in a nutshell. Yoga facilitates and supports that process that's already happening in all of us and everything that is alive. So there it is. All right. From here, the invitation is to take yourself, roll to a side, maybe get into Shavasana. Just a few moments, a few minutes to end your practice today. Or stay where you are. Yeah, totally. Or stay where you are. Yeah, do it. Just going to read you something from the Anusara website on organic energy. Organic energy is an extension from the inner body that radiates out in all directions, symbolically representing the ultimate purpose of spirit to expand freely in the most creative and joyful way possible.